And I'm super excited. We are joined by Carmen Reece. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
That's good to hear. And it's so amazing because you're a songwriter, a singer, producer. You're behind so many hits and you've released music yourself, which is so amazing. You dropped Oil back in November. Song's so
Yes,
amazing. I
thank
love it.
you.
What was it
Yeah,
like working on it?
you know what? I have a real love for Afro beats, and obviously pop R&B has kind of been my thing, but this record there wasn't really much thinking about it. Me and my production partner were writing on it, just chilling. There was no thought, and we just started an idea. And honestly, obviously, I'm sure you've heard this a million times. Those are normally the best ones when you're not thinking about it, and it writes itself. But it's a very sensual record. It's kind of sexy, but it's not too X-rated. It's just, my goal is to always make you feel something, whether it's, you know, sexy or sad or dancing. That's, I guess, what everyone tries to do with music. So really, really happy to release that one. And also I got my very good friend and incredibly talented writer, artist, producer, Tyrone Thomas on it. So that also just sealed the deal of making it, that much more special. And I had that idea to ask him to feature on it like a year before it
Oh,
was released. And
really?
yeah, so it came to fruition. I was just waiting for the right time. Like, I think, he was busy, I was busy. And then I kind of was mentioning to him when I was in Atlanta working with him. And then I just bit the bullet and was like, yo, let's do this. And you know what? Kudos to him. He recorded his part the day after he went number one across America. And that
Really?
just
Oh my
shows you,
God.
yeah, he's just such a humble guy. And we have a great friendship. And it just shows you, his character. He just, yeah. So I'm super happy for him, and he's just won Songwriter of the Year at the Grammys this year.
That's
So just all wonderful things.
I love that. And I love that like a year before you're like, I want to get him on, and then you got him on, and that's incredible.
Yeah, and literally, I released it, or it was out around the time that he went Songwriter of the Year. So and that's his moment, but it meant a lot for that timing to align around that. So yeah, grateful for that.
So amazing. And like you've worked with so many incredible artists as well, including Craig David on Yes. What was it like working with him? Because he's such a legend.
You get this warmth from him, like you know him anyway, right? But with him, there's been a really special connection from the first day we ever wrote, which was I think in 2013. And there was just a real mutual respect and love for music. Obviously, it's a no-brainer from my end because I've grown up listening to him. But I was so wowed that he was feeling the same towards me. So it was just like, hey, he said, "Oh, vocal produce me, vocal produce." I was like, "What?" I said, "Out of anyone in this world, you don't need vocal producing." But he was just like, "No, please, please, please." And he's just been so encouraging and supportive throughout our whole musical friendship. And anytime we kind of get together, something special happens. We did I Know You for Bastille, and he literally called me. I always tell this story. I did an interview in Music Week in the UK, and I was about to leave England. I was visiting family and friends and doing a little bit of work. And he messaged me and he went, "Are you still here?" And I was leaving the next day, and I just put, "Yep." This is how it always happens. And he was like, "Okay, can you work this week?" And I was like, "Yep." Meanwhile, I'm like, right, I've got to change the flight, this, that, and the other. Da, da, da. My friends always laugh because that's how my UK trips go. I never leave on the day I'm supposed to leave, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and he said, okay, he came back in 5 minutes. He went, "It's a green light, you, me, Bastille, and big songwriter producer Fraser T. Smith, Monday." I was like, I feel like this is going to be one of those moments, which is what I follow a lot in this industry because you just never know what's going to happen. And literally, we got in on the Monday and started the ideas before Dan from Bastille got there. And I Know You was written. And literally, it was the fastest turnaround, I think, for writing a song and it being released. It was literally like coming out in 2 weeks' time. So again, these exciting, fun things happen with Craig. And that leads me on to then, my song, Yes, which I was going to release on my own. And I went to it sounds funny, but I go to this bench every morning that looks over the ocean, and I get these ideas there, and I make calls, and I, sort things out. And I just kind of was like, I really want to do a duet on this record. Let me just send it over to Craig and just see what response I get. So messaged him, and he literally came back in like, I don't know, 15 minutes, was like, wow, I love this song so much. Let's do it. So I was like, well, that was easy. So we were on Zoom literally like 3 days later, recording and back and forth, because obviously I was in LA, he was in England. Yeah, and then that turned into, like, fast forward another few months, and he called me whilst I was in Nashville writing, was like, the team have heard it and we just love it so much, we'd love to put it on the album. So I was like, and I already had 2 others on there with him, so I was like, you know what, these little moments don't come around all the time, and I love his team. And yeah, so I'm truly grateful to, at least with those 2 records, have such legit features of people I just, look up to and also respect so much. And they've shown me nothing but love. So that was a long answer, but hopefully it was clear.
No, I love that. It's so cool because obviously
Yeah.
when you first met in 2013, then building that friendship over the years, working together. And now, like, when you come up with an idea, I love that you can message him and be like, hey, what do you think of this? And like clap. Like, that's amazing.
I know. And that's the things where I say I don't mean it to sound snooty, because I'm very much, I try to stay as a grounded person as possible amongst all the, spotlight of music. But that's how I like to move, and that's how I like to make music, with people that I really just love. And it's a mutual thing. We're all humans at the end of the day, no matter what numbers you do and awards. And Craig's very much of that thinking too.
I realized as well, which is crazy, about 2 years ago, I interviewed Anissa, Brooklyn Albanian artist, and we spoke about LA, and you co-wrote that song with her, which is wild. Because when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, I love this song.
Oh my God.
And then,
that's thing. Oh, I love her. She's like my little sis. Yeah. And I love, that's so cool that you've interviewed her. She works so hard. It was like very much on a level, very hand on heart. She tells it like it is. You can tell she doesn't mess around. She's like, this is what I'm doing, this is what, and I love it. She's got great energy. So yeah, we did LA, and there's actually another one that we've done.
Blame It On Me, was it that the one?
That one as well. Yeah. There's another one that no one's heard yet, which I'm just waiting to see when they're gonna pull the trigger on it.
Because I remember seeing the videos, and I love soccer, and I said to her, I was like, that song's perfect for like the World Cup. I was like, it should have been in the World Cup.
Oh, I know. Well, it was so last minute, because I was messaging her from England when it was on, and she was like, yo, we're dropping it. And I was like, have we had enough time to build up? And she was like, no, but it's gonna come out anyway. So maybe it will get found and it will blow up in another time. But it was super cool to like feel like you're a part of it with a song that makes sense. Yeah. I'm glad you love it.
Yeah. So amazing. And another song of yours that you're actually behind as well, which came out, I think it was in 2013 or something, or around then, Jasmine Villegas, That's Me Right There.
Oh my gosh.
That song.
You have done your homework. I love this.
Because I love that song when it came out. It's
and that had a Kendrick on it, which was kind of crazy. Yeah. Oh, I love that you love that. You know what? That's another one that I was having like a bit of a run at that time. I think it was after Ariana and stuff like that, but it got radio play. I was like, oh, come on. But I think another record came out that was similar, and it got a little more attention at the time. But I love that you love that. It was definitely like an R&B hard hitting record. And yeah, Jasmine again, lovely girl. Obviously to have Kendrick Lamar on it.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. And some cool little names appear on these records.
Yeah. It's like incredible as well. Like, you worked with Ariana Grande, Kanye West, all these incredible artists. What's it like for you being in the studio with them? Because obviously you do work on your own music, but you also work with other artists as well.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, every situation is different. Every artist is different. Obviously, we're all made up differently, but I have always kind of like wanted to get on a level with someone, because I'm an artist myself. So I kind of know the engineering, I feel, that goes on internally. So you know, as a person, I like to feel comfortable, and I really like other people to feel comfortable. So that's always high on my list, to meet someone where they're at, even on that day. I can pick up quite a lot of stuff if I can sense someone's down or pissed off, or, you know, hyper or whatever, you know, like I'll meet them there, and whatever they want to do that day, you know, you've got to honor that, but also hopefully they'll trust you that you'll lead them in other directions to kind of like, you know, bring it all to a nice packaged parcel. So that's how I kind of look at it. But it's really being real. Like, you know, Ariana, we worked with her from the beginning. And she was obviously very known on Victorious and the TV shows Sam and Cat. Just such a driven little soul, and very professional and very passionate. And, you know, we got to spend some really like great times together. And I think she loved that, because I sing and I kind of got it, like that kind of world that she loves, the R&B pop stuff. So yeah, it was a really amazing time. And for me to be able to pour in my stuff to someone, you know, that got it too. So that was a really, really great time. And then the Kanye West thing, you know, that was, again, all these things are very poignant because they kind of come out of nowhere and then they move very quickly. And that's how generally well, I mean, yeah, no one wants to be sitting on an album for 4 years or whatever like that, but that's how I kind of know potentially something's gonna happen. And yeah, Kanye I was talking to on the phone, which is crazy. I just spent some time with legend writer Carol Sager, who I just adore. She's written just some of the biggest songs ever. And she's so humble, she's so talented. And we were just finishing off this record that he needed, you know, help with piecing together, because it was very short time before release. And we worked on it for a couple of hours, and then before I knew it, she was like, Kanye's on the phone. I was like, well, I haven't even practiced it yet. And so anyway, so I spoke to him, and he was super, you know, polite and warm, and was listening to the ideas we had and picked things out from what we'd done. And that came out in 24 hours. So I had a Kanye West cut with legend Carol Sager in 24 hours. I mean, it was mad. And then later on, we had another session where we were in person, and actually Labyrinth, the artist Labyrinth, was there too. It was me, Carol Sager, Kanye West, and Labyrinth. And I just sat there and I was like, I just don't know, but I am just going to take this in as much as I can. But you just wish you could document everything. But of course, respectfully, you know, you don't do that. You take it for what it is, and you wrap it up in a little bow as one of your amazing memories that you can share, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You can so like amazing memories like in the studio with artists. And because you worked with like Guy Sebastian, like Samantha Jade and Jess Boy, some Aussies as well, which is cool.
Honestly, I've just come back from Australia. My sister
Oh,
lives
wow,
there.
really?
I know, if we'd known each other before, I'd be like, let's go for a drink or a coffee. Yeah, so my sister lives in Sydney. She's been there about 10 years, and over Christmas, we, as a family, my family in England, decided we'd all come out to do Christmas there. So it was a sunny Christmas, my little nephew with us, and I got to see Sammy, who I absolutely adore. We've formed again a very lovely friendship. She's a beautiful soul, as I'm sure you're already aware. And you know, I've done a fair few records with her. Guy Sebastian, I think I did Madness and Animal in Me, I think it was. He's obviously incredible. And then Jess Malboy, Can I Get a Moment, and Day Before I Met You. This is mad because it's actually coming back to me. I don't always remember the titles. But yeah, again, I'm just super blessed to be able to work with incredible vocalists and lovely people. And I love Australia. Like, I honestly, when I land, I feel like I'm just hugged. And Brits and Aussies, you know, we have a connection anyway. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to just make music around the world with people. Yeah.
It's so exciting because like you can go anywhere with music and like write in different countries. It would be so inspiring.
Yeah, and you pick up different things, and again, you're just learning all the time. So learning the market. So, you know, if I come to Australia, I can kind of tap into what I think they are looking for, or on radio, what, you know what I mean? And then I've just been to Korea recently, So again, it's just traveling is so key to a creative, I think. If you're also, writing for other people and for yourself. But I never used to travel that much when I was younger in England. I'd be going to like Europe, and then I moved to America, and I was like, I don't, I toured the whole country, and then, it's been mad. I've done things I never thought I would have had the balls to do, but it's been good.
Yeah, it's
It's
so
been hard work,
amazing.
but it's been
Yeah,
good.
can imagine. And are
Yeah.
you planning on dropping more of your own music as well? When can we hear that?
Yeah, so this new project, the first project was called Evoke, and that was kind of like an 80s pop R&B vibe. There'll always be one, hopefully, a killer ballad on my stuff because I play keys, and that's important to me to have one of those. On this project, it will be Yes, which is actually there's another one as well. I've released Studio Oil featuring Tiran, and then the next one is actually with one of my favorite ever producers. He goes by the name of Darkchild.
Oh, he's behind so many Spice Girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just I mean, again, it's a relationship that I've really just cherished over the years, and I grew up listening to basically just anything that he produced without me even knowing it. I loved, and then I found out it was him. So I'm super grateful again to have a relationship with him, and he's been a part of my first project. We did Eagle together, and then on this project, that's the next one I'm going to drop, and I've just shot some visuals for it. So again, I just love working with incredible creatives that are just obsessed with music, and everyone I have on the project is that way.
Yeah. Oh, it's so exciting. I can't wait to hear like more new music as well. It's gonna be so amazing.
Yeah.
And I've got
Oh,
a quick rapid round of questions for you.
okay, go for it.
What is your favorite show to binge watch?
Ooh. Um, oh gosh. Oh, I'm so bad at these. Sorry. Bear
That's all
with me.
right.
Um, oh, let's just go with Friends. I've just recently started watching that again, and I was like, why
Amazing.
haven't I been watching this? Just puts you in a good mood.
It
Yeah.
does. And what's the quickest song that you've ever worked on?
Ooh. Oh gosh. It might have been Oil.
Oh,
It might have been one of my own Oil, yeah. It just flew out. Yeah.
love that. And what is your go-to coffee order?
Um, Oat milk latte. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that. And your favorite place to visit?
Oh gosh. Let me think. Do you mean kind of like country or like
Yeah, yeah,
store?
country.
Oh, I mean, I will say I like the Caribbean, but I loved Australia. I mean, I just love you guys. What can I say?
You have to come back again soon.
Yes, I will. I will.
And who are some artists that you're loving at the moment?
Um, who do I love? I love her, 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 because I mean, did you see the Super Bowl?
Yeah, she was incredible.
I mean, again, it's so rare to see an artist now just going crazy on an instrument, like, like Alicia Keys was on the piano. And
Yeah.
I really warm to those musician artists that write, play, everything, because that's kind of my thing as well. Um, who else is there? Da, 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 da. Oh gosh, I always go blank with this. It's like I've been hiding it in a cave. Um, who else? Help me out.
Artists out.
Throw some new people and I could be like,
Anissa.
Lisa. I love Elisa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, she's great. Yeah. Um, it's so funny. I'm in a bubble of creating all the time. I'm not
Sometimes
always
it's hard
listening.
on the spot. Yeah, it's like,
Honestly, I know. And I think I've just been in a focused place with my project. So I'm like, I'm
yeah.
not listening to it yet.
It's the same
But
as when people ask me who your favorite artist, and I just go blank sometimes. I'm like, ah,
I know, and you're talking about them all the time. I
yeah,
know. So I will do better. I will have a think. And then next time we speak, I'll be like,
yeah.
yeah.
And how would you describe your own music in 3 words?
Um, sensual,
Yeah,
um, raw, and energetic.
love it. And Who would you love to collaborate with?
I mean, just because I've always said this for years, like vocally, I feel like our voices would blend very well together, like Chris Brown.
Yes.
It's just something that I've had and wanted to do for so long. And then I would love to collaborate with Chris Martin, Coldplay.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
from a writing perspective as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two, I feel like they would be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta happen.
Yeah. And then of course, like Brand from a female standpoint, Brandy it would be very fun to just do acrobatics of
Yes.
each other.
So good.
Queen. Yeah.
And what's something you'd like to achieve this time next year?
Ooh. I would love to have an all-out smash worldwide for someone, again, that I have a very good connection with, but that is something writing wise that really elevates the human race, like just something really spiritually like positive that touches everyone, all demographics. And I feel like I've actually, for me, I feel like I've written one with big legend producer Tricky Stewart, but I keep reminding him about it. I keep sending it. I'm like, yo, have you this is this one. It doesn't get out of my head. So gonna throw that out there. But that's a big goal. And then of course just continue to move through my project and hopefully touch people through the music.
Yeah. It's gonna
Yeah.
be exciting when I chat with you next time. We'll have an update. It'll be so good.
I know you can hold me to it now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also as well for those obviously who want to get into music and stuff like that, for you, how did you get into music? Because you've been writing music and singing and stuff since you were very young.
Yeah. I've been asked this before, and I think I never had a roadmap with the music industry. With music, it was like a no-brainer just from a very young age. My mum was like, you were just obsessed with anything on the TV, this and the other. I learned instruments, and naturally it progressed into I was naturally good at it. So then some doors opened and stuff like that. But in terms of the industry, I mean, I was winging it. I didn't know anyone in the industry at all. It was more my voice and maybe singing in a couple of competitions that then got, the stepping stones are crazy. I would just say to anyone young, coming into this, writer, artist, producer, if you can learn an instrument, I would say you don't have to become Mozart at it, but I would encourage to have that understanding and that knowledge, because it really helps to steer you in a direction where you can communicate to people a bit more easily versus just like writing a lyric and a melody, which, listen, some people are amazing and that's, all they need to know. But I think I've been able to communicate to engineers, producers, A&Rs, and because there's a depth of music, so that's my biggest encouragement, and that's obviously what I did. So
Yeah, it's good to have those skills though, like to learn as much as you
yeah.
can, because that way when you're in the studio with artists, you can like, hey, you can do this, try this, like.
Yeah, exactly. And there is, I think, just a little level of respect that, that is just another add-on to whatever you're doing great anyway. As I say, it's not absolutely necessary because there's so many people that don't play an instrument that have done well. But from my standpoint, and if you want to be a creative across the board, it really does. It's a great tool to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
I
you play an
totally like.
instrument?
No, I wish I could. I tried the violin once when I was in primary school in England. I got told I wasn't musical enough, and I was only like 8 years old.
Hello, your
Excited.
teacher. I want to have
Yeah.
a word with them. Oh my gosh.
So
Well, it doesn't matter. You've ended up in music anyway in your
yeah,
own way. So
exactly.
there's so much to say with the wrong teachers that just,
Yeah.
with the student that maybe would take that one comment and be like, oh, they said it, so I can't,
Yeah.
drives me mad. I can't. Anyway.
And thank you so much for the chat as well. So lovely chatting
Oh,
with you, and congratulations on everything. Like, it's so amazing. You're killing it. You're
thank
behind
you.
these huge songs and with your own music as well. Like, you should be so
Oh,
proud. It's amazing what you've done.
oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And you are lovely.